What's up, guys? Antoun Sawires here, and today we're going to be talking about the Hackintosh. The Hackintosh is a custom Mac, or it is the action of you installing Mac OS X onto a PC. So you build a PC, and then instead of installing Windows, you can install Mac. And this operation only works for certain type of PCs, or picking the correct parts out, the right motherboard, and usually it only really depends on the motherboard and the CPU to get a Hackintosh going. Other parts usually don't really matter. You need the correct wireless card if you want to do wireless, and different things, and there's different stories on each motherboard you can pick from, and things like that. So the best resource and website to go to is Tony Mac x86. This is where I got my parts list for my Mac, and this is the screen you're seeing right now is my Mac. So you're going to want to go here and do the builder's guide, where you can build your own, which is all the parts you'll ever need to build the cheapest custom Mac to the most expensive beast of a machine with a Intel Core i7-4790K and a 32 gigs of RAM. So you can do whatever you need to do. And this is going to be kind of a pros and cons video on what are the pros and what are the cons of building a machine like this, and what you should look out for when you do it. So the pros of building a Hackintosh are it's cheaper than a Mac. My computer was about $865. So my computer was much cheaper than a actual full price Mac. The price of a Mac is almost overpriced because you're really only getting it has an Intel Core, it has everything a PC has, except you're just getting the operating system, which is Mac. So you're really paying the money for the Mac experience and the support. And that's one of the things on the cons. But for the pros, another thing is a great experience for the setup. Setting a Hackintosh up is a great experience. Getting everything to work right, the wireless to everything. There's a program they have here. It's called MultiBeast, if I find it right here. MultiBeast. And this will install all the drivers you need to get your Hackintosh working, to display drivers, to get the resolution properly, all those things. So it's very in depth, and it's fun to do. You like to tinker around. Breaking it is fun. Like I broke this many times. Many times I've broken my Mac to where I'd have to either reinstall fully and fix it, or start again and we gotta reinstall everything. So I've done it multiple times, and it's a fun process, a very fun process also. So when you're installing Mac OS X onto a PC, you have to use a USB. So they have it where it's called UniBeast. Right here, UniBeast is the tool where you go to the Mac App Store, which functions fully functioning on the Hackintosh. You can get your Mac Store to fully function. So you get all the things. You can even you can do a bunch of stuff. You can update your apps, but you really can't update. So you get everything to work, and then you have to download OS X to use UniBeast. So you either, before you had to buy OS X to do this process, but since Apple made it free, you can just download it from the App Store, and then you use UniBeast to put it on your USB drive, and then you'll be presented with a special bootloader called Chimera. So Chimera is the bootloader we use to boot from, and if you go to the installation guide, we'll have a screenshot of that. This is the bootloader. So when you are fully done installing, you'll get this, and then you have your little icons for Yosemite, Windows, and that's about it. Linux does not appear under Chimera, which is kind of stupid. I wish it did. Tony Mac x86 have really streamlined the process so much, where even for me, it was so easy to install the last time around for Yosemite. When you're doing this, it assigns its own years. So it assigns early 2008, and then these are the real specs: a Intel Core i7, 8 gigs of RAM, Yosemite HD, the hard drive name, and NVIDIA GeForce GTX 760. So a bunch of different stuff, the monitors, all that stuff. It's it works great. So okay, let's go into the cons. So the cons is there's no support. What I mean by no support, there's no official support by Apple. You can't go and call Apple and say, oh my god, my Mac broke, or I've updated the computer in the wrong way, and now my Mac doesn't boot anymore. You get a kernel panic. You can't, there's no support. The forums on Tony Mac x86 are fantastic. I even had a post trending, which had like 30,000 views, for, it was the kernel panic for the update to OS X Mountain Lion. So, there's a great documentation on problems people have, common issues, and the fixes for these common issues. What I mean by no updates out of the box is you can't go to the App Store and just download an update. You have to go to Tony Mac x86 and look at the update page here. So what this means is that you have to look every time, and no updates out of the box. You should not do it. So they recommend you go to Apple's website and download it manually, because there's different things that are installed in the App Store. And also, during an update, you have to back up all your personal data. That's the reason I really do not update my Mac until a major update. So from Mountain Lion to Yosemite, I did, because I knew it was going to be a major update, and I was like, all right, I can accept that. But little updates, like we're already on 10.10.2. I missed 10.10.1. I didn't really care for it, and I don't know. The updating is kind of wanky, and I don't really like it to do it. So I usually just do main updates. I don't know if that's right, but it's up to you. And some things do not work out of the box. So here, SMS. SMS does not work. If you attempt to sign in with your SMS, you're not going to be able to get in. It errors out. So this is a problem that Hackintoshes suffer from. Different things don't work. I believe FaceTime does not work either. And I don't have a camera anyway, but so FaceTime does not work either, and these little things, they do get fixed once in a while for the Hackintosh. OS X Mountain Lion had messaging work and FaceTime working after like almost the final release of them making all the drivers and all the things work for it. After this, when I downloaded OS X Yosemite, it didn't really. I was the early adopter of it. The installation guide wasn't even around when I did it, so I was kind of crazy to do that. But I did get it to work, and I was very happy I did. And yeah, little things, they probably fixed this by now. I just haven't looked it up to try to actually fix it. But you do get all the features of a Mac. You get all the App Store features. You get the App Store. You get a bunch of different things. You can download Vox. You can download anything you want off the App Store. And it's a very, very great way to get a Mac, a very cheap way to get a Mac. If you are not willing to spend a lot of money to buy a official Mac computer, Hackintosh is the way to go, because you can build a Hackintosh for like almost maybe $400 to $500 for like a budget Mac. And even the Intel NUC was able to run OS X. People had Hackintoshes, mini Hackintoshes running on the Intel NUC. So there's a bunch of different ways. It's a really great way to do something, and it's really fun. So in conclusion, in the end, you're going to get a Mac. You're going to have a very great experience doing it. You're going to have a working Mac if you do it right. And yeah, and depending on your level of technology, like your skills in technology, it depends on if you're the type of person to tinker around a lot. If you are okay with breaking it and having to start over again, if you can deal with doing that over and over again until you get it right, or you're okay with doing that until you get it right, and then you love that feeling when you get it right and you're done and you've finished it. So it depends on the person. If you want it to work out of the box and never have to think of a problem and be able to update with not even thinking about it, then get a real Mac, because you're not going to be able to do that with a Hackintosh. So that's really it for the cons and pros of building a Hackintosh over buying a real Mac. And take it at your own risk. Think about what I've said. If you wanted to go through it, then do it. And I always help if anything goes wrong. Just message me on YouTube or write a comment in this video, and I'll keep checking it as time goes on for anyone who needs help with their Hackintosh if you do decide to do it. So that's going to be it for this video. I want to thank you for watching. Please rate, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.